A big fire at an auto parts store kept dozens of Fort Wayne firefighters busy for most of the day today. News Channel 15's Alyssa Ivinson started our coverage out at 2020 Import Auto Parts on South Anthony this morning. She sent back reports via iPhone to Wayne.com and our Facebook page. Let's go back out live to the scene. Alyssa, what's going on out there now?
Well, right now, not a whole lot, actually. The firefighters are gone, and so is the business building. Right behind me, there's a big pile of rubble. Earlier in the day, that was actually 2020 Import Auto Parts and Fort Wayne junk cars. But earlier today, the scene looked much different.
He came out the door, and then the flames came out behind him.
Tense moments at 2020 Import Auto Parts and Fort Wayne junk cars this morning. Employee Eddie Potter was outside.
And then my fellow employee Dallas is like, oh, call the fire department.
Firefighters say a worker was using a cutting torch to take an engine out of a car when the fuel line was cut. The gas ignited. Fort Wayne junk cars often takes cars apart to sell the parts.
We'll pull 20 engines a day the same way we did this one, and it's just a freak accident.
Eddie says the flames just took off.
The gas tank went and the car was on fire. When the car was in the lift, like 10 feet in the air, so we're underneath it. And so we got the fire, you know, right next to the ceiling, and the ceiling goes.
Eddie and Dallas tried fire extinguishers, but the flames were too much.
And the roof was on fire, so it was just raining flames down. And I ran to the other side and opened that door up, and I covered my head because it was just really bad.
It was too much for firefighters, too. When they first got there, crews went in through this garage door.
Or a few minutes that they evacuated out and went defensive.
Fighting the fire from the outside.
We have larger lines that are out. We have crews sitting on these lines spraying from multiple sides of the building. We'll set up our ladder truck with our deck gun flowing from there.
Flames, chemicals, and propane tanks made it too dangerous to be inside.
We did have one explosion, not exactly sure from what.
Once the fire was mostly out, excavators came in for the next step.
Tear the walls down so we can make it safe for our guys to go in and finish hitting the hot spots and completely extinguish the fire.
Now you can see back out here live that there are still a lot of cars in the lot around where the building was, and all of those cars were not damaged. Firefighters said they really didn't create any problems in fighting the fire, just made it a little difficult to get to the building. There were about 3 or 4 cars inside though, and those of course are a total loss. Live in Fort Wayne, Alyssa Ivinson, News Channel 15.